Hey, Gravity.
Hi, how are you doing, Renee?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Hey, so I've been thinking about this a lot lately. That idea of I finished a lesson, and sometimes they go really well, sometimes they don't go so very well, and I've had this whole day of teaching, and then I come to the end of the day and I think, oh my gosh, I have to have energy to teach tomorrow. Like, what do I teach tomorrow? Can you talk a little bit about what we found in our fieldwork and research for our book series around helping teachers be really efficient in that and helping them answer that question?
Absolutely. So I'm just going to talk about two of the main things we found because I know there's a lot more to decision making. So one of the things we found, and Harvard has published some research on this, is there's an actual real thing called decision fatigue. It's not in our minds that we're tired and we make poor decisions when we're tired, but actually from making decision after decision all day long, we become physiologically fatigued and then we make really poor decisions, or we just stop trusting ourselves and we look for shortcuts. So that's one thing we found. And then the second thing we found, which was a little bit more positive than this idea that, oh gosh, yes, we're all suffering from decision fatigue, is this idea that we actually don't need as much information as we think we do to make good decisions. And that actually something that Malcolm Gladwell popularized, but actually has been researched by several psychologists prior to him, is this idea of ThinSlicing. And this ThinSlicing, if you've read the word Blink, the book Blink, is really the idea that in just a few seconds or a short amount of time, if you're an expert in an area, like teachers are experts in kids and readers, you can get enough information to make a sound decision.
So you're saying the idea of being a little bit, like thinking a little bit about my gut instinct, right? And like that a whole like improv idea. Like I know my kids, so I can make a decision.
Exactly, and I think as teachers, sometimes we're in that zone where we totally trust ourselves and our instinct and that gut feeling, and we know like this is what this kid needs, and we go for it. And then I think a lot of us have actually been unfortunately taught not to trust ourselves. That somebody who's never met our kids, who doesn't know what they like, who doesn't know their reading levels, who doesn't know our curriculum, like some outsourced person who's written a curriculum who's never met them knows more than we do. And we don't believe that. We know that teachers are the experts, and we trust teachers. And so this idea that like the research has shown, when you put the time in as a teacher to sit and listen to kids, to look at their work, that your gut is actually going to probably make a better decision than somebody who's never ever met your students.
And that idea of like being kind of improvising in that thin slice, I bet is going to, in the long run, preserve a little bit of that decision fatigue process.
Exactly, and that's the whole idea, like how we can make better decisions with small amounts of information is what we're going for. So we don't have to be decision fatigued quite as much, at least when it comes to reading. And that's what we wrote a whole chapter about. That's what chapter 1 of our new books, What Do I Teach Readers Tomorrow, is about, is sort of the what and the why and the how of thin slicing. So we actually maybe could enjoy a TV show or a book at the end of the day, or time with our loved ones, rather than like up all night trying to figure out what to teach. The answers are with our kids.
Beautiful.
Great.
Thanks.